Down at the lake again. December now. We haven't done an update video in forever. We've been so busy with work that we haven't had a chance to do any update videos to the lake. So we had probably the title saying cabin build, so that's what the video is going to be about. Figured I'd give it a quick intro here. We did do a bit of filming here and there throughout the cabin build, so we'll probably link all that together and show you the process. It's almost finished, the cabin, which is amazing. I think since the last video, we went to Canada with the family, with the kids and the missus, and we got to see both sets of family. We did 2 weeks in Ontario and 2 weeks in Quebec. I did manage to squeak a little bit of fishing when I was over there, just a couple of days, but that was nice. Probably show you a picture of the fish that I got. But yeah, we'll slip into old footage. We'll rewind now back to August, the start of the cabin build, and then we'll slowly bring you up to date of what's been happening in the last few months. And you can have a look what we've done. We got pretty excited with the cabin build. It is a lot of fun, and I highly recommend it to anyone who wants to give it a go. But yeah, we'll show you that and roll the footage now. The wood has arrived, finally. I got a big stack there, you've probably seen the unloading video from the other day. And that means that there is a cabin build going on. I unfortunately have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. So, this won't be a quick back-to-back video and 6 videos as the cabin's built, there's no way. It's something I'm going to work on my spare time, what little I have. So this may take a year, might take 2, may never happen. But we have the wood. Now I need to figure out how the hell to build a cabin. I know from watching them previously, you know, step 1, strip the logs. So I'm going to start on today. Got my little helper here, Finn. He's going to try and peel some logs for the lad. That's one log peeled behind me. Wasn't so bad. Trusty tree planting shovel, you know. It's perhaps like a tree planter's guide to building a log cabin. So I got this area here to locate it in. So probably the next step is to cut this grass back a bit, start getting prepared, lay out the footings. The log I just peeled right there, I'm going to buck that up into kind of lengths, 4 lengths. They're going to be the struts that it's going to sit on. I'm going to build a fire in a minute, and then we'll burn the outside of the log. That's what I've seen on the old Canadian and Alaskan pioneer cabins, just to weatherproof the log as it sits in the ground. But yeah, that's the strut log peeled. Buck it up, start a fire, burn it, lay this out, stick them in, and we're away. Whew. Okay, day 2 of the build. It is screaming hot today. See behind me there, I've got the stumps all burnt off in the fire. I'm going to burn a few of them a little bit more, but I'll get that done later on. And then I've just laid out the foundation points, squared it up, and now I'm digging holes for the poles to go in. Getting these down, I've still got a couple more feet to go on this hole. Getting it nice and deep, probably go like 3-4 foot in the ground. And then I'll stick these poles in, and then postcrete and fill them in, level them off on the top, and that's that stage done. This is the Rocker Crush 20-40 melted dust that we use for the peg. Just going to whack a little bit of that in the bottom of the hole. It'll help me just level out the stump a little bit, plus aid in a bit of drainage. Postcrete in, somewhat level. I mean, it's a log, so it's not like I'm working with square timber here, but yeah, somewhat level. Postcrete in, backfill this, onto the next one. So here it is. Like I said, my friend Danno has been over from Canada. He's been working away as I've been holidaying it up in Canada, and he's got a lot of progress done, so we'll just have a quick look at that, where he's up to. I'll explain what we're doing. It's got all the logs from local mill supplier here. It's a mixture of Douglas fir and larch, and he's been slowly bark stripping those and making a nice pile over here. And then we've got it on stilts, which we've kind of burnt these logs just to kind of weather protect it. Got those sunk into the ground, with a bit of postcrete around them at the bottom, and we're starting to go up. We've got the this bottom overhanging one here. It's going to be a bit of a porch, and this is the front. We're about to stick a door in there that he's taking some measurements for. Once we frame the door in, there'll be a window around here, a couple of side windows, and then eventually we'll get up and get a roof going on. This method of building, we auger out holes and stick dowels in, which kind of connect into the log below. And instead of chinking logs, we lie on top of each other, and then one in the middle, so the next log will go over all these three and get pinned in, pin, 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 pin. We're going to try and make it as old school and natural as possible, this building. It's going to store all the tools, pallets, nets, anything required for doing maintenance down at the lake here. But I think it's going to sit quite nicely in the landscape. It's all going to be natural building material. Next point is to get some floor joists in. Okay, log peeling. It's like one of the first steps we got to do in these things. You see Danno working behind me right now. Just a bit of a shovel, scrape all the bark off. Got all those done. I've only got a few left, really. I'm sure everyone wants to know how much all this costs, so I'll try and tack up together and keep costs to the project, but I think all in on the logs are around 500 quid at the moment. We've just bought the joists and some flooring, and that was another 500 quid, so total build so far are about 1,000 into it. Liz is not going to be happy. But there we go, it is what it is. I'll keep a track of it, and then maybe at the end we can have a total cost. Alright, big day in the cabin. You've probably seen the clips. Last night we got the timber delivered from the local timber mill. I'll put the links up in description. It's a brilliant local mill. It's fairly new, 5-6 years old. I'm not too sure about that, but it is relatively new. As you can see, I'm loading them up on the truck. Brought them down. But yeah, floor joists are here. Douglas fir, locally grown, milled up. Danno working away in the corner. You can see we've just notched in little saddles. Just notched in little saddles for them to sit in. So I'll cut them up, put them across, step closer to a floor. Alright, that's it for the day. It was a good day. We got all the floor joists in, braced it up, and then we got the step for the door cut in. So next is start to board it up and get some floorboards on it. And that'll certainly make it a lot easier for a few logs as we build up. Dougie fir that we use, Douglas fir, UK grown, locally milled up. It smells amazing and it looks so good. I wish we could use more of it, but that is probably a good point to put a call out there to anyone it is building to make sure you're using UK timber. You know, we're growing really good timber in this country, and it can be used all over the place. We see a lot of cheap imported timber from the continent, from Europe. It's just crap. Doesn't stand up. Doesn't last in this climate. We see it with fencing all the time. You know, the fence posts that you get these days. Anyone what does fencing, farmers, fencing companies, forestry people, they'll attest to it. The fencing posts these days, they're just terrible. And that's mostly cheap imported timber that we're bringing in. So this UK stuff, it's grown in this climate, it's had its life in it, it's used to it. So it should last in this climate. That's what we want. And yeah, supporting UK timber is important these days. But yeah, that's it. Apart from the old PC message about using UK timber, I think that's it for the day. We're all full of sawdust and pretty tired. It's time for a beer, relax, and yeah, getting closer to a cabin by the lake. So the plan, according to Dan the Crazy Canuck, who's an expert floor layer, is to kind of run a chalk line down the joists, both sides, make sure it's all square, and then we'll start laying the boards and then scribe and infill the last piece down on the side here. Okay, end of the day. I'll give you an update tomorrow because I took the afternoon off. But floor's in, part of the floor's in. Doors frame is started to get put in. But I'll give you a proper update tomorrow. One window.
You happy with that?
Well, this is happening. It's always fun. It's got the kids off to school. A bit of snow in November. We did manage to get the tarp on the cabin last night, so we're at the roofing stage now, as you've seen. And then the boards arrive tomorrow. But last night we quickly put a tarp over the roof, try and protect the inside from this snow. So we're going to have a look how it's doing. Let's get inside it. She is cold and snowy, but it is very cool. I can't think of a better place to be in a snowstorm than in a cabin. And when we get the fire in here, it's going to be mega. There's a light behind me. No windows yet. So, a cup of tea in the cabin with the tarp roof on a snow day. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I can't wait until it's finished. We've got the boards coming tomorrow, so that'll sort out the rest of the roof. And then we've got windows and doors to put in. And then we're going to get a little wood stove fire burner in here. And then hopefully by February, if we get another snowstorm like this, we'll be able to do an update video from a warm cabin. But I'm pretty happy as it is right now, wrapped up with a cup of tea in the snow. Where are we up to? So, Dan, who's been building this, at some point, I'm sure he's going to watch these videos, is an absolute gem of a human being. Like, I couldn't have asked for a better friend, really. I've known him for 20 years, met him in Canada when we immigrated over there. And he's been coming over, self-funded, on holiday, and he said he'd come out and give me a hand with the cabin, and pretty much he has done 99% of this build. And without him, it'd still be a pile of logs and some supports, which I'd already put in. So really, like, from the bottom of my heart, honestly, me and the family, we can't thank Dan enough. If you're watching this, that's you, Dan. We really, really appreciate all the hard work that you've done. But yeah, he's been slamming away. Me and Liz have been extremely busy. Right now, we've just started planting season, and poor old Dan, he has been left all alone here to build this cabin, which... he's done an incredible job. I mean, it's monumental, the task that he's done. He's been shifting these logs by himself and climbing up, like, absolute immense human being. Boards are coming tomorrow. We got the tarp up, like I said. We do have, like, 80km/h winds forecast for this weekend, so... we'll see how long this tarp lasts, really. We may stick some extra nails in it today to kind of pin it down a bit extra, but yeah, we'll see how this weekend goes. I think if the boards arrive tomorrow, which is Friday, we might be able to get quite a few boards up there. Yeah, just closing in then, windows, doors, get a log burner in it. We've got to snap up the sides here, trim up all the side logs so they're all even. I don't think I am going to fill in between the logs right now. That's all going to get chinked. And we're going to chink that with like traditional cob. We're going to make traditional cob, which is a mixture of clay and straw and some fine grit. Mix it all up and then smear that in between all the logs, which will seal the cabin up to the elements. But the logs are quite wet still. So our plan is to get the fire in here as soon as we can. Roof on, close up, fire on, and then burn that fire for a few weeks. Try and dry the logs out as much as we can. And then once it's dried, we can start thinking about chinking it, which may be a spring job, really. But yeah, we can see the end. Or I can see the end. I'm sure Dan's looking forward to the end too. I don't know if he fully realised what he was committing himself to, but yeah, he's almost there. I'm sure a lot of you are interested in the costs of what it's cost us to do this. And obviously Dan's been working for free, so yeah, that is a major save in labour. But roughly, all in, we got the logs local from a local mill, and roughly I think it's going to end up being about 3.5–4.5 grand for a fully built log cabin. So yeah, it's been really cheap, I think, in the long run. But yeah, there it is. There's not much work to do today. Figured I'd come down and enjoy the tarp roof and a cup of tea. And then the next images you'll see is probably of the boards going up and the roof complete. Roofing. It sucks.
What's happening?
Whoever said a roof was a good idea was an absolute todger. Get in there though. So there you go. It's been a lot of work, and obviously a lot of work by Dan. He's done an amazing job. I think next part of the cabin build video will be the interior, and yeah, we got really excited with the cabin build. So interior is going to be a lot of fun to do. We're going to get some old fireplace in there and copper kettles and the whole 9 yards, so we can have a little brew spot when we're working around the lake. And that's about it, really. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to do all the usual stuff, like, subscribe, all that jazz. And then we'll see you again in the next update.
For more information about our projects and to get involved, head over to www.creatingtomorrowsforest.co.uk.
If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like this video, leave a comment below and subscribe to our channel.